Hi family, I'm Stephanie Wade. I'm Habasia, and I am here in my backyard in Galveston, Texas, USA. For those that don't know, just saying hello to y'all on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Not beautiful because the sun is shining, but beautiful because it just is. I'm alive, I'm well. The trees and the rest of nature needs rain, and it probably will rain today or tomorrow, you know? So that's the promise that the clouds are giving, you know? And even though the clouds are not so thick in the sky that I can see them from here, I know it makes for a cloudy day, overcast sky. So anyway, I cheated by using the phone's weather app, and it said rain tomorrow. But the way the wind is blowing and everything, and it smells like rain, that may not be true. It might have actually happened today too. So anyways, I was talking to a friend of mine, which I always be talking to somebody, friend or relative or whatever, and it motivates me to come out here and record, not instantly, but eventually. And sometimes, even though this is not scripted, I do write down notes, so when I'm talking, I don't just go off onto another subject so much. Because it's 67 with so many different experiences. Sometimes you digress. You know, at least I digress. And since I'm the Creole grilltist, I'm good at that. So anyway, we was talking about different subjects, and one of the subjects was purpose, like knowing what your purpose is, you know. And maybe we didn't specifically say about your purpose, but I know I said maybe I wasn't here for this particular group or these particular people, you know. So anyways, before I get too deep into the subject, I just want to let y'all see that I always want to know about what I'm wearing. It's real short today, and then I will get into the heart of the matter. These earrings, Kwanzaa again, at some point in my life, or some African market, whatever. Anything Africa, you know, I have to buy. And they so lightweight because my ears are really, really thin and the holes are little. So if they're lightweight, even though they're big, I still buy them. I just won't buy it if it's too heavy because I don't want to split my little earlobe. And my bracelet, probably just a resale shop thing. And it's pretty much just to motivate me when I decide to create a bracelet myself from beads, because I did take a bead making class too, y'all. Because I'm always trying to make neural receptors, neural pathways, you know. So I'm working with the neural receptors that's already there to make more neural pathways. So if I get anything like organic or Alzheimer's, whatever, I will have no symptoms, hopefully. That's the goal of the game, you know, not to have any symptoms. I don't care. I hope I live to be 101 with my brains intact, with lots of neural pathways. Because if we only use 10% of our brain, You got 90% left to work with. Imagine if you activate just a few more percents of your brains. You know, that would be amazing, guys. Just amazing. So anyway, I'm working hard at that. So anyway, that was my earrings. And then my necklace. I bought this, I don't know, probably in Louisiana. I think I did buy this in Louisiana at a jewelry shop. Fleur-de-lis. I'll try to take another picture inside if I don't forget, y'all. But anyway, a fleur-de-lis. Because I'm Creole, y'all. And this is a stone. Just one of those pretty stones that you see. And you know if you put it on a chain, it's just pretty. That's all. No reason other than I like stones. Especially stones that look purple and turquoise or whatever color it is, you know. That's all. I just liked it because it was pretty. And together, I think it makes a nice pairing. And you actually can see the fleur-de-lis better with that dark background, at least on camera. So that should hopefully do it for y'all, that you could see it better. And these keys, I go into the garage, so I have my keys on this color purple keychain. Because I went to a play in Galveston now at our Grand Opera House a long time ago. And I got that just as a souvenir. No, I am not reimbursed by anybody. So anyway, guys, since that part's, oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to say about this, what I'm wearing otherwise. This top was made in Nigeria. And it's just a print that looks like patchwork. It looks like patchwork, but it's not. It's just a print. I'll probably be working on making some patchwork fabrics just so I can get it sewed up into different artworks too. Artworks or clothing or whatever. And my skirt, just a wraparound skirt. That's all it is, a wraparound skirt. It was my sister-in-law's idea about this wraparound skirt. Because you know me, I like all things African, and I had no idea that a wraparound skirt was something that anybody wore other than in the United States. And she said, oh yeah, a wraparound skirt. So I'm like, okay, I let her be the judge of me having a wraparound skirt. So that's my wraparound skirt. And it actually has lived lived through whatever test of time. So that I do like it, you know. Oh, it's so funny. I was watching a video after I got done talking to my friend, and it was talking about similar stuff. And I'm gonna leave a link in the description about this, what I was watching. And I do want y'all to know that whenever I leave links to anything, it's not to say that I believe everything that's in it, just to say that this is what I was watching, and some of it maybe did not influence me when I first started outlining what I wanted to talk about to keep me on track. So no, I did not watch the video before I had done my notes to come out here and talk, so I wouldn't get wild with it. But I did watch it before I came out here, and I wrote some additional notes. So I thought it so interesting what the guy was saying, though, on how he was saying, like, who am I? Do I like myself? What is my purpose in life? And he was saying some of the ways people know that they don't like themselves is because we out here wanting to be somebody else. And like they say, I ain't talking about me. I ain't talking about me, y'all. I'm just talking about people in general. It's like, if you always want to go around with designer something, whether it's a designer shirt, designer pants, designer skirt, designer purse, you have to think, do you like you? And if you liked you, why would you want to go around with somebody else's name branded on you? You know, from your shoes, that you actually have to wear some shoes with somebody else's name on it, that you couldn't get a custom order and have some shoes made with your name on it, you know, or that you could applique a jacket or a shirt and embroider your name on it, or scan print your name on an iron-on and applique iron-on clothes that have your name on it, you know? Like, why can't you just be you? Or have clothes that have no name on it at all? Me, I personally do not wear designer clothes. Y'all not gonna see me with that on, you know, because I don't have no reason to give nobody thousands of dollars for no outfit. Even if I won the lottery today, y'all, I would not waste my money on saying that I paid zillion of dollars to wear somebody else's creation. Because I like my own ideas, and I like to write it down and then tell somebody what I want, and then they produce the design that came from my head. What's interesting to me is when I do that, what they create is so much better than what I imagined, you know? And I really don't even see that type thing possible by wearing a designer ready-to-wear rack, you know? I always liked that customization to it. But that was one of the things that he was talking about, that the majority of the people are not happy with themselves. So you'll see them wear all of this artificial stuff and work so hard to be somebody else, you know, change your nose so you'll have a nose like somebody else. You know, that you just bring this to a plastic surgeon and say, oh, I want a nose like this. I want some lips like this. You're not satisfied with what you were issued, you know, because you don't think you're pretty enough. You know, that you got to get your butt bigger or have it reduced, or some other part of your body have to have an alteration on it or enhancement of it, you know, instead of just being happy with what you have. Because to me, when you wear stuff, including your own body, and loving yourself, you glow. And people will respond and give you compliments on just being you, you know? But why do we even need to have other people give us compliments to be happy? That we should be able to just be happy if nobody said, oh, girl, I like those earrings. Or I like your headscarf. Or I like your dress. Just you like it. You know, do something that makes you happy and not be so influenced on what other people think of you. You know, I don't know if it took me to become an adult to think that way. But as I think back in my life, I really think that I didn't have to be anybody else to begin with. And I knew that people must have been jealous for trying to make fun of me or whatever else, because I know that at that time I didn't know nothing about plastic surgery or whatever. So I knew that my looks was non-negotiable. And if somebody wasn't satisfied with my nose or whatever, then they weren't my friend, no way. But anyways, as I was saying, what we was talking about was in generalized our purpose and our expectations for ourselves. And sometimes it overflows into our expectations from our family members, whether it be our children, our grandchildren, the children that we fostered, the children that we adopted, you know, or your sister, your mama, your grandmother, whoever, your grandfather. There are expectations that you have for them because you see it as a reflection of yourself. And then coming to the realization that the only person that you can really change is you, you know. And I remember talking about that prayer that goes, help me to change what I can and help me to accept what I cannot and have the wisdom to know the difference. So that's one of the things we talked about too. So anyway, as I was talking about things, I said, hey, before I came out here to talk to y'all, I said, you know, my garden is pretty much a good explanation of what we were talking about. Because you think, okay, with your garden, how does it grow? What makes something survive? Why do you replant what you do? Because before COVID, I had never planted seeds for food. I only did flowers and trees, things like that, you know? So with COVID out there, I didn't have nowhere to go, nothing to do. So I planted, and after this big Texas freeze, I found out what actually survived. And y'all will see those pictures at the end on some of the things that not just survived, but thriving now, you know, blooming so beautifully. So I said, what determines what I'm going to replant? Well, one of the things that's determined it is how well that seed grew in the first place. Did it grow easily? Did it reproduce the way I expected? Did it do better than I expected? And to tell the truth, y'all, the stuff that is resilient and coming back, I'm more subject to plant them. And what turned out to be weaker, I'll be like, nah, that's okay. Because I feel like my efforts wasn't worth it. I know we do not do that with people so much. You try, you know, because you be thinking they're a reflection of you. But then sometimes you have to just say, hey, it was nature. I was a portal. I was a portal. Just like the seeds that you plant. Sometimes the seeds bloom and sometimes nothing happens. And sometimes the seeds bloom and then they don't do nothing afterward. They don't produce fruit. So you just have to do like with your garden. Don't give up, and you just keep planting, whether it's seeds for food to grow or ideas of what you think of as wisdom. I don't know. You have to ignore that dog. That's my neighbor's nutty dogs barking at another neighbor going to their own yard. But anyway, these okra seeds are something that I found online because it promises that it will be heavy producing on the okra. And that's what I needed last year. I needed okra that produced more, or I needed to plant more plants. But since I hadn't planted them before, I didn't have a history of what they would do. And so now I know what some do, and I have the seeds from that. But I also am trying some new seeds. And the other okra, I'm just gonna plant more. And that's all I can say. whether it's people or whether it's seeds. You just have to see what happens and know that, oh, keep going. Don't give up. Don't give up. If you don't give up, your purpose will be served. If your purpose is to be a seed planter like me, who knows? Only you know your purpose. If it makes you feel happy doing it, then more than likely you're on your purpose. And I know in my family, I have people that I see that storytellers, so I say, okay, well, maybe it skips a generation of creatives. Even though I know the next generation in my family did have some of the creative seed, but as they say, some people, you give them seeds to plant, and they plant the seed, or they take the seed and what they say, hide it under a bushel basket or something. So when you come back, they can say, I got the seeds, I got your seeds. You know, I'll plant them when you tell me to. And when you gave them the seeds for them to plant and take care of, then they could have actually given you more seeds and some okra to eat, you know? And so I said, when you're trying to develop some people, you have to listen to what they're talking about, and then if you can help them get to another level, cool, you know? Like planting these seeds that have promises. You plant these seeds and you hoping that they produce enough okra so you don't have to go to the store and buy more okra just to eat a meal. With people, you can see in a finite way if they achieve their goal because they told you what it was, and then they actually learned something so they could work toward their goal, or they used their gifts that they already had, and they saw the worth in that gift, and they produced more of that gift. And as you produce more of that gift and you know your value, hey, your money will follow that. You know, no matter what you would sell your product for. And the more you make, as long as you meet your expenses, you're gonna make more, and that's gonna make you motivated to do more. And as I remember hearing my teacher say, people like what they know. That's true, because it makes you feel comfortable. Nice, my neighbor's making noise, y'all. I'm sorry. But you feel comfortable, and even when you don't feel comfortable, it's something that you're used to. So even to work on being a success takes some effort. So I like to work with people that I see putting forth some effort. You know, just like I see, oh, these okra seeds that I planted them, they actually did turn out red. They actually did turn out green. They actually did have beautiful flowers. And they did taste tender when I cut them at this particular time, you know? So you have a history of what could happen, the potential. And then you invest more effort the next time with the next person and the next person or the next batch of seeds. Because I'm not giving up on my garden. When the springtime comes, I'm going to plant these okra seeds directly into the ground. And hopefully, when I plant all of them, they actually will come out as promised with the heavy hitters. And the Louisiana ones that's supposed to be long, you know. They'll make for good cooking, good eating, and the okra. Y'all, I don't know, that's about, they were covered again. Same name, I don't know what they was thinking about when they left. But anyways, I said, It's just so easy to apply life with my garden. And I'll just say, let's say if you want to fulfill your purpose, just say of going to another country. First, find out how many hours ahead or behind they are of where you're at right now. You know, so you can what? Be prepared for when you get there. So you won't have as much jet lag as they call it. I know when I go to the Gambia, they are 5 hours ahead. So before I go, which is I'm pretty much like that anyway because I used to work at night, it's a matter of getting up earlier and going to bed earlier. And then that way when I get there, I won't be so tired when I first get there because I'll be used to that time difference. And I think I've been able to keep up with it because I talk to my friends in the Gambia and they're calling me at different hours and I'm calling them at different hours. And when I'm talking to them, it might be 12 o'clock here and over there it's 5 o'clock, you know, in the afternoon or whatever. And so we have to adjust to that time. And like if it's 5 o'clock here, it's 10 o'clock there. And I have to think, oh, are they asleep or whatever? And it's good that most times they're, you know, they not asleep. Because my friends are like me. They'll stay up late too. So anyway, that will help though when you're trying to do this purposeful living. And you have to know how much things cost. You have to know what makes you happy, how much you need to invest before you go. So you say, I have enough money to pay for my rent for the year. You know, if that's what your purpose is, or am I just going for 2 weeks? Am I going to stay at a hotel or Airbnb? Have I gone there before or not? All of that will help to make you be more successful. But as I was talking, I was saying, our expectations for ourselves sometimes is just too much. Sometimes, as a human being, we are just a portal for somebody to come into this world. And we don't necessarily have to see what they do as a reflection of us, because they also come here with free will and they have a purpose. But with free will, they have to decide if they're going to walk in that purpose or not. And it's not our decision on what their purpose is. Our decision is knowing what our purpose is, you know? And knowing that when we came here, it was already a purpose there, but we just had to decide to walk in that purpose. So are you happy? Are you happy right now doing what you do? Or does it just make you sick that you're doing it just to survive, you know? Only you know that. And what I wrote down, I was like, who am I here for? You know, what's your destiny? Who are you here for? Sometimes it's not the people that you produced and put out there. Maybe you're here for other people. What they say, a prophet is never appreciated in their own hometown. So maybe what you have to say is not for the people that you're around right now. Sometimes you do have to get up and dust your feet off and keep stepping and move on to somewhere else. But my advice is to make sure you have that money when you go, so you won't have to be reliant on anybody for anything. It's always nice when you have support of other people, but it's even better to know that if nobody did anything, you're fine. You could do it anyways. But that's what I said. Like, who am I here for? Who am I as a person? Yeah, who am I as a person? Let's say, what people do I influence? What people influence me? Do I share well with others? Am I expecting them to share with me what they don't have inside of them to share in the first place? Am I just preaching to the choir? Y'all know I don't want to preach at all. I just like sharing my stories. And if it helps y'all, I'm good with that. And I've always said, I'm not here for everybody. This channel is not for everybody. But for those who it's supposed to be for, they will hear what they need to hear out of what I'm sharing. I like to apply it to me because that's all I know about is me. If I tell you about somebody else, I'm really just telling you what I heard them say or saw them do, but I don't know what's inside of here. So I'm glad to know that people know that I'm not going to judge them for sharing. The only thing I get upset with people for is when they're sharing. They actually share to think that they could change me, when my whole thing is saying that you can't change anybody but yourself. You can help somebody else to do something if you are so moved and if they actually want to do it. Because if they don't want to do it, even if it only takes $1 or $2 for them to get their supplies and do something, if you gave them that $1 or $2 and they didn't do it anyway, it didn't help them and it didn't help you. That you actually could have used that $1 or $2 for somebody who was actually ready to do something and actually did it, you know. So it's up to you to decide on who you're gonna help, you know. And to me, I just get the motivation like with my okra that I planted these okras and this is what happened. So with my people, same difference. If I see that I helped this one and this is what happened, I'm more subject to help another person that has the similar characteristics as that person, but not continuous with that person, because that's not self-sufficiency, and that's one of my things that I do. I want to make sure that I'm helping someone else, because it's not helping if it's a continuous process with one person, you know. So anyways, y'all, I'm trying to think before I'm done here, because I just don't want to just leave y'all hanging. Okay, so it was saying the same thing. Okay, it said, he said also, what can I do? What am I capable of? That's one of the things when you're thinking about your purpose. Because he said a lot of the times people limit what we can do because they dash your dreams. And that you're supposed to think of, what did I want to do when I grew up? You know, that you ask yourself that. What I want to do when I grow up? And then, did somebody dash your dreams? You know, did you dream big or did you dream small? Only you know that, child. Me, I dreamed too many things for one person to do. I mean, I couldn't have been a nun and a movie star and a nurse I just wanted to be everything, y'all. But as a retired person, now I can be the artist that I want to be. I can still help people in my own little way. So yeah, now I can be a lots of things. And just pray that I live long enough to even do more stuff, you know. And travel. See more of the motherland. Interact with positive people while I'm there, whether they're diasporans or brothers and sisters that's already on the continent, whether I can influence them just by giving them ideas or just being me, sharing, and listening to them sharing. Because some of the people that I meet in the motherland don't need no material help from me, that's for sure. Because I meet people that have money too, not just people that's poor, you know. It's a balance. It should be a balance of the people that you meet. Because sometimes I get saddened when I see the videos that people post, because they always posting people that's poor, even though they say they not recording people with flies on their face or whatever. It don't matter if they showing people with flies on their face, but to always going out and putting a camera in front of people's faces that they know have less than them, because you can't do that to people with money, because they gonna cuss you out, y'all. No, they will. You have to be introduced to people and invited to things, you know, whether it's a party for whatever reason, whether it's a naming ceremony or a wedding or whatever, and people at your material level of income or whatever. It's different things you have to do to interact with them past just sitting down and putting a camera in their face and turning it on. You'll never see me recording anybody that's subscribing to me time I meet them, because I'm about building relationships. That's part of my purpose, building relationships and intercultural exchange. Whether it's intercultural exchange from people in the diaspora or from the continent of Africa that I consider my motherland. It's all about relationships for me. And if they decide later that they want to be in any video, then I'll turn the camera on and then okay. But it will never be that I went and met somebody and I didn't even say hello yet, but I got the cameras running. Nah, that's not gonna happen. We gonna sit down, we gonna talk, we gonna eat or whatever, and before we leave, we can take our pictures, and the looks will be genuine, not forced, you know, because that's not me. But you have to decide what's your purpose. And you have to decide where you're going. What's your potential? Yeah. But anyways, I don't have all the answers. And I will continue to work on my purpose as long as I'm in this planet. Somebody knows the hour when I'll be no more, but I don't. And that's a good thing. And all I can remember is there probably is not failure. It's just a learning process. Because with everything that happens, we learn something. It's like when I do this, this happens. And so, you know, don't do that. Oh. So anyway, guys, I love planting trees and flowers and all of that. I love reading books. This is one that I'm going to go in the house and read some more. And it's talking about planting trees and reversing this desertification. And it's called The Gardens of Their Dreams, Desertification and Culture in World History by Brian Griffith. And I will leave the information in the description also. But that's one of my goals in life, you know. As you say, part of my purpose too, to encourage people to plant trees. I want to be like one Gary Matai. Plant trees, plant trees, plant trees. Because I'm so saddened when I go to different places and it floods and floods and floods. Even in the United States. When I go, just say, to Houston, and I see how much it floods every time it rains almost, because they cut out so many trees and they just put up cement buildings, and so it's not anything around to suck the water up. You know, you got to have trees to do those kinds of things. You know, they do all kinds of cool stuff for us. And as you lose your trees and all, your soil erodes and it turns into a desert. And you just see a concrete jungle everywhere. When I travel abroad, same difference. I go around some places and I have to hunt for the trees. In this country, I'm hunting for people that look like me because I'm in a minority. But when I'm in some places, I'm hunting for trees. I don't even see trees. You know, when I see one tree around, I'm just so excited. Oh, look at that tree. Oh, look at that tree. And wonder how the poor tree survived being cut down with all other trees being no more. And just see big, gigantic, concrete, hot houses, you know, that people think it's a mansion, but a mansion with no trees. Or if they have trees, they're so small, they don't function. They're just decoration trees. They can't even keep the house cool, you know? So anyway, I would like to encourage lots and lots of people to plant trees. I want to learn how to just help the trees to grow, from even just pruning the branches and taking the branches and putting them in the ground and it turn into a tree. Because I know, like for my bitter leaf plant, our friends came over here with look like a little small branch of that tree and just forced it into the ground. And I thought it was gonna die, because I thought you had to put it in the pot and let it root, you know, before you turn around and transfer it to the ground. They said, nope, don't put it in a pot. Just took it and just forced it into the ground and then just watered the ground around it. And next thing I know, that plant was blooming. I thought it was gonna just die, but it didn't. So I got to see that with some things, they're so resilient. Just one little piece of it, I'll make another tree. So anyway, no matter what, I would just like to say, I am continuously a work in progress. I know some of my purpose, but no, I don't know all of my purpose. I believe it's all a lifelong process. And I agree with what the guy was saying, that if you're working on purpose, you're happy. You know, and if you're doing something that's like a job and it gives you stress, even if it's something that, okay, you're not working anymore, but you're doing something out of obligation, and it makes you unhappy and stressful, but you're doing it because it's something that you was programmed to do. I can't say that you shouldn't do it, because me, I'm not going to lie and be a hypocrite and say I don't. I pretty much was programmed to do the right thing all the time because it's the right thing to do, but I make allowances for my happiness too. Even if my happiness is planting seeds and people that appreciate that, I'm making an effort to encourage them to get to another level and to let them see that make your dream bigger, dream big, you know, dream big. You can do it. It's already in you. You know, if you're working on your purpose, the big dreams can come true because you're going to put forth that effort to make it happen. Even these videos that I'm making, if it wasn't for me interacting with folks, I wouldn't have nothing to say when I come out here. But from my interactions, I say, wow, I need to go and say something before it's finished. But anyways, I don't want to make this too long, so I will wrap this up. I hope you guys are working on your purpose and that it's making you happy, and that you're understanding that what other people do as adults is not a reflection on you. You might have just been a portal to bring them into the world, or someone that's in their extended family that's working on an obligation. Oh, whether you managing a compound house and have to pay for everything, whether you like it or not, I mean, it's up to you, because you just can decide you're not going to do it anymore. Everybody knows their limits. But just working on your purpose, you'll be happy. You know, I'm happy, y'all. And I'm just sharing with y'all. I'm producing this video just to share with y'all. And I know that I don't even know how many people is going to watch this to the end. And it doesn't matter. The ones that's supposed to will. Till the next time, I can say thank y'all for subscribing. Like, share, comment down below. If you're so moved to become a patron of mine, cool. If not, that's okay. If you want to pray for me so I can get back to the Gambia and enjoy my solitude there, please do. I respect you guys. Live your life to the fullest. Be the best you that you can be. Help who you can. And understand that you can't help everybody. Until next time, guys. Peace, peace, power to the people. And I'm out, y'all. Bye.